Try not to say anything
Okay.
that is dodgy, so to speak.
It's okay, I can mute.
It's well up to you. Normally I just have it as a bit of preamble, essentially, before the interview begins proper.
Oh, okay, then I'm fine with that. A nice chit chat, a nice conversation, a get to know each other.
Hey, close enough anyhow.
I'll just make a quick tweet on my end that I'm starting with you soon.
Hey, by all means. Oh, you have people showing up already as well.
Oh! Go. It's okay, I usually have a couple regulars. They're kind of scary. They don't miss a single stream, even if it's like collabing.
Oh my.
Not that it's scary, but very faithful. I enjoy their presence.
Because yeah, every interviewee usually has someone that does want to show up regardless. Yeah. Always fun to see who does show up.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun because I always like to spot my regulars. One of the biggest regulars, though. If you see her, you'll know on spot.
Yeah, that's so.
She's really cute, and I'll bully her later.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's one of the regulars. Okay. Okay. I'll also go ahead and make an announcement on my Discord. My Discord. I'm also very, very sorry. I have like a really loud keyboard.
Don't mind it,
So
don't mind it.
it's
I had one.
it's really loud.
I had one interviewee who started off violently typing for about 5 minutes. Yeah, like really loud, aggressive typing. I was just like, holy hell.
Oh my god. That I always try to be like really quiet when it comes with my typing, just because I don't want to do that, but I also know that like a lot of my audience likes that nice ASMR.
Fair.
But also, I think it's rude in collabs to be like tack 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 tack.
Yes, there is a time and place when one does need to go tack 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 tack.
I full-heartedly agree.
Because like even myself, if I start going all out typing, it's a bit like, let's see.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just clickety clack.
Very clickety clack. It's okay. I mean, it does sound nice. It does sound nice.
I should probably get this keyboard replaced at some point, but yeah, because half the functions on it actually don't work.
Is it like super old, or is it like rather new?
Secondhand.
Secondhand. Ah, it's okay. I don't judge secondhand. I too like the secondhand items. I do like the thrift shops.
It was handed down from a friend, which was like, oh yeah, you need a proper keyboard. Here, have a keyboard.
Oh god, I remember way back on one of my first streams, I like broke one of my keyboards, and ever since then I'm known as the keyboard smasher, because I've broken like 3 keyboards.
Huh? Eh? Wait.
I've broken 3 keyboards.
Okay. We'll have to ask about that later. Good lord.
Yeah, feel free to.
That's getting added to a quick list.
No, don't tell them. I've broken many a things, many a things.
They're saying the keyboard didn't deserve it.
No, the keyboard deserved it. I got.
Wait.
I'll save the story for later.
Oh my god. What have you done? Okay. Alright. So, if there's one trend which has been running the last few times I've done interviews, or specifically the last two, is both interviewees managed to break me somehow. The first one was the fact they still use a fax machine.
Eh?
Yes, they still use the fax machine on a regular basis.
Oh wow.
The one after told me that Americans don't use compost and that they practice their vocals while planking at the same time. Yeah, both of those. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Should I ask who these people are? Should I ask? Or should I keep it a mystery for the sake of being a mystery?
One day, perhaps, when the interview VODs come out. Anyhow.
I'll excitedly wait for that day.
Oh, by the way, hydrate. By the way.
I will drink water. I will drink water because it's been really, really hot today. It was like 103 today and I was boiling.
Eh? Alright, that side of the world is still in summer, yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Are you from the southern hemisphere?
Land down under.
Okay. That's what I thought. I was meaning to ask what kind of accent you have, but it sounded a little bit. Well, no, one of my friends is also from down under, so I didn't want to seem rude.
No, it's fine. Like, in my case, it's not the thickest accent per se, but if I were to go full Southwest or Bogan, yeah, you'd pick it up almost immediately.
I see. It's very. I don't know. Is it rude to like talk about accents in such a way?
No, not particularly.
Okay. Because it sounds not that this is a bad thing. It sounds very proper like.
I have a
Because
particular...
my friend says.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my friend was just like, if I talk in a normal Australian accent, it sounds like I'm cussing someone out.
I see. Yeah, when... Because there's a certain extent one needs to hold back when dealing with other cultures at times, compared to if you're with an Aussie. Aussies are very, very loose on functionally everything, but hey.
I see.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyhow, let's see if we can't get started then. So, very simple first question, by the way. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm TheoryArc, a homunculus created by scientists with the power of searching. Hi.
Hey, waving hands. Alright, wow, that was a very, very quick introduction, actually. Maybe, apart from maybe
should I
two
have more?
others, apart from two others, that might have been the fastest introduction we've had.
I mean, there isn't much to talk about myself. I am just a homunculus who likes to go search. That's me. I'm just Arc. That's who I am. I'm Arc. Short, sweet, and simple.
Yeah, that is very short. Good lord. It's almost the point where I don't have too much to pick off of it necessarily, but we'll have to ask, why necessarily a homunculus, and what is searching then?
Well, a homunculus is basically the body that I have currently is was genetically made. So I guess it's like test tube baby. Although I've been joked around quite often that I don't have a belly button, but it's not true. I have a belly button, I swear.
Hey.
And then searching, I guess you can just say it's I'm just a glorified Google search function. Well, kind of like that. Necessarily, I help guide people in a sense of like their desires.
A glorified Google search. So, if anyone gave you a particular query, you'd just search it up, I suppose. All right then.
Kinda. It's like a knowledge. It's like if someone goes, "Hey, Arc, look for an apple," I'll be like, "Sure, I could probably lead you to like an acre of apples. I can lead you to a destination where there's a possibility of an apple." But it's not always reliable. The same way as like Google searching is, you'll get like 1,000 searches. It's like, I guess, an infinite. Unless you want something very, very specifically, like going, "Oh, well, I'm looking for my grandmother, and specifically, I can at least help narrow it down to like finding your grandmother."
I see. So, simple queries, Google search. More complex ones. Alright, fair enough. Alright then, I'll move on to the next simple question, in which case, what exactly inspired your design then?
Oh, okay, so basically, it's rather simple. I just thought, how cute of a girl can I make? How cute of a girl can I design?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was as simple as that. It was literally just like me going, I want a really, really cute girl. Like, I don't know how to explain this. I wanted something like super dynamic, but also like really, really cute girl. Because theoretically, my VTuber was based off of one of my old personas, way back in the day. So she has elements of like one of my old personas, down to how I would like to be perceived as a new. And I decided when I was designing her, I wanted something very, very unique, like extremely unique. And so that's when I was like, oh, what if I do like weird poofy hair? And so I did twin tails, because twin tails are really cute.
Fair. So, let's see, any other design considerations that were made out of that, or?
Hydrangeas, actually.
Oh, really? Do go on about it, because that more or less was the first thing which made me, a VTuber that uses hydrangeas. Alright, let's follow this one, let's go.
Yeah, hydrangeas is actually like one of my favorite flowers. It's a flower that I actually really hold near and dear to my heart. It's been my favorite flower ever since, like, because I'm very interested in flower meanings and what they can represent back way when. So I like hydrangeas simply for the fact that they hold a double meaning, and because they hold a double meaning, it could be I don't accept you as a person, or I accept you as who you are. So something like that meant a lot to me as a person, because it's a very personal like meaning for me as a person who's like not to say that I've been through a lot, but I've been through a lot of change in my life. So I think having a flower that says I accept you, or a flower that goes I don't accept you, is simply a fact of like, I guess, how an adult will go through life. You can't always have what you desire, but you can have pretty much close to it, and you won't always have like the same things. So that's why I chose a flower that would like uniquely represent me as a person.
Damn, that's a really good answer, actually. Because, yeah, for myself, when it comes to hydrangeas, it's mainly just they come in 3 different meanings depending on the color you hand them over in. Like,
yeah,
if you hand over white ones, that's just purity. If you hand over... How does one say, in the simplest terms possible, welcome down under?
Oh, okay. I was scared that it was on my end.
No,
I do apologize.
Don't worry. From time to time, the Australian net just decides, yeah, we're not having it today, so yeah. From time to time, it may cut like that. I have made as many precautions as I could in trying to make it more stable, but nonetheless, if I stop talking in the middle of something, I've probably disconnected. If I stop responding for a bit, probably disconnected as well. I believe
Okay,
I was
no,
cut
you're
off
fine.
thereabouts around various meanings.
Blue flower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For blue, it's just forgiveness, non-forgiveness, essentially. And let's say pink purple is more or less just anything related to romance, as with quite a lot of other flowers with a shade of red in them, anyhow.
Yeah, definitely. I also like them because they're also associated with rain.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. That's one of the nicer things about them. Because yeah, the one place that my lot does grow them is all the way up in the countryside by a mountain. And up there is doubled as a rainforest as well.
Oh, see, where I live, I don't get to see them as often. I do get to see them, but they're usually in greenhouses. Or like botanical gardens.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough. Because yeah, over here it's just... You go up to the mountainside, you are going to see a ton of them. And they are functionally one of the only flowers my family grows up there for whatever reason. Yeah.
Oh, I see, I see.
Anyhow, on to the next question. So, why VTubing specifically? Instead of, say, regular streaming or content creation, why straight into VTubing?
Actually, pre-VTubing, I used to hold art streams like a long time ago in Picardo. And instead of like having a VTuber, I'd actually have like a little mascot to the side. So theoretically, you could say I was a virtual VTuber before I was aware of like virtual VTubing. But VTubing specifically, it's because one of my friends got me into it, and ever since then, it's been like that.
It's always the friends that manage to drag someone else in, eh?
Yeah, essentially. But I've been enjoying VTubing thus far. It's something that's really like really inspired me.
Fair enough, fair enough. Because yeah, as of, let's say, any other medium, I'd say mainly just other streaming or content creation. There are people which say use rant zoners or use whatever mascot or whatnot, but yeah, VTubing feels a bit more alive, a bit more personal in some senses, I suppose, because things are just animated on the spot, anyhow.
That's true, that's true.
Alright, in which case, let's shift on to the next one. Rather simple one as well. Do you find yourself playing into your lore very often? So, do you play a character up very much?
Before, I used to quite often, like, at the current moment too, my voice is fake. So I think, So I think at the current moment, I'm half and half. I still play very much into a character, but most of the time I really don't play much into the story. But I've been trying to get more lore oriented again.
That's fair enough then, fair enough. Because yeah, I've had people which are in character 100% of the time from the moment they get into the interview, and others which completely drop the whole thing, like maybe 5-10 minutes in. And yeah, just completely go on and on about this and that, but hey.
Yeah, I'm mostly half and half.
That's fair enough. Gives a more chill atmosphere, and still some light theming to run off of.
Definitely, definitely. Because I feel like as a VTuber, if you do have a preempted lore, you should at least try to respect your character as much as possible and stick to bits and pieces of the lore. There's no point in having an entire character, but like not sticking into the lore. At least that's for me as a person. I do believe there's a time and place for role playing, and I do believe there's a time and place for like acting like your character. I do believe on streams, you have to uphold a very big profession and continue to act as your character. But I feel as if, like in private matters, like if you're like first discussing between like yourself and maybe like another collaborator, I think that you should give yourself a moment to step out of that character, because I feel like if you're not careful enough, I feel like your entire personality will just become the character. And I'm sorry if this sounds rather rude. I feel like you would like be like put on the cuckoo list.
That's
like,
perfectly
wow,
fine.
this
That's perfectly
person's
fine.
really into it.
Because an artist friend of mine, they once received their commissions from someone fully in character, and they were just like, "Oh God, please, you just want art, right?
Yeah.
You just want art."
A mutual of mine and a fellow seeker also has to experience that every now and then.
Oh man.
I like seeing his tweets. It's very funny.
Because imagining receiving those is just like, man.
Right? Imagine if you came up to me as like, oh wow, Arc, a cool daddy bunny girl who's like mysterious and shrouded in mystery. And I'm just like typing one word sentence to you. I'm actually, aside from being a character, I'm very like chatty as a person. I like to talk and I like to, okay, not that I like to talk, but I do like to like converse with people and I like to hold friendly conversations.
Fair enough. Because yeah, myself, as someone who does take commissions specifically for writing, sometimes, yeah, you get some wild ones here and there. There's a lot of cases of one of the first things that will be asked is, "Oh, do you write R18?" I'm like hell, please no. All I'll say is, one, I am absolutely terrible at writing that kind of stuff, and two, out of principle, no thanks.
Oh yeah, 100%. A couple of people asked me too if I would ever take like the not safe for work route and do not safe for work things. And me personally, out of principle and respect for myself, probably not.
In which case, I may as well throw up the first curveball question, in which case, rather simple one. Do you think there are advantages to being, say, on the say-so side of things for VTubing or on the R18 side of things, per se? And what would you say are the major contentions between the two?
Professionally speaking, as a VTuber, I feel like, oh god, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but
Go for it.
I feel like if you're into lewd VTubing, if you do lewd VTubing and if you post out like lewd art, but in a say-so manner, people eat that up. Like, personally, for me, I don't think I'll ever go down like a lewd route because I like it. Don't get me wrong, and I'm okay if like people draw that kind of stuff for my characters and art. But as a VTuber myself, I will probably never go down into that route. But I do feel you'll gain a sense of like better popularity if you are a lewd VTuber, because it's one of the biggest standing points in being like a female VTuber.
Yes, there is an exploitable market there, nonetheless.
Definitely.
Fair.
I just want to stay true to myself as a person.
In which case, what arguments would you make for being say-so then?
Oh god, I think people also like the purity of the whole say-so. I do know that a bunch of like say-so VTubers also do like lewd stuff, but in a cute, like manner where it's like, oh, I didn't mean to show you this, but I showed it to you anyways, kind of situation. But I think as a say-so VTuber and as a WooTuber myself, it's yeah, I do consider myself a WooTuber because the natural voice is rather deep. But where was I going on with this? Yeah, I think there's a merit to it because like it also goes into like the ASMR community and how people want to have like a more relaxing atmosphere. So a lot of people who want to have a bit more of a relaxed sort of like feelings will probably go to like say-so VTubers, and they don't want to like, I guess, witness the harms of the world, I suppose. At least that's in my opinion.
I suppose so. Let's see, apologies if you can hear some random dog barks in the background. There is only so much I can do for noise cancellation in this place, and God, one of those managed to pierce through the sound anyway.
No, it's okay. admittedly, I'm also very famous to have my dog barking a lot during streams.
How does one say? It used to just be one dog, which was like a staffy, and staffies don't really bark. They're just really loyal and will stick to you like glue. Like you take one step backwards, you're stepping over the staffy. On the other hand, a mini German pincer is going to bark like hell because small dogs, they're the loud ones.
Yep, coincidentally, my dogs are barking too.
Yeah, I can hear as well. I almost looked behind me thinking, wait, is that from me or is that from you?
No, it's from me. I've got five dogs in the house.
Ooh. Oh my.
Yeah. I have a mutt, 3 Shih Tzu Chihuahua mixes, and then a Kern Terrier.
Quite the variety there, Lord. Fair.
Yeah.
Because my lot used to just have 2 dogs, 2 cats. Then the cats ended up elsewhere. But yeah, man, that was a wild affair to deal with while it lasted. Anyhow. Anyhow, shifting on to this next question then. So, do you have any particular thoughts on the indie VTuber scene? Either of others you've encountered, your own personal experiences, that kind of stuff.
Oh God, I thought about an answer to this question, but I can't really quite pinpoint it down. I think the indie VTuber scene is a lovely sort of place because everyone wants to is this considered controversial? I don't really mind, but I think the indie VTuber scene has a very big sense of forced positivity to it.
There we go.
I like it though.
There we go.
Yeah.
No, that's actually.
No.
No. It's actually one of the standing points I discuss pretty often on these interviews, actually, because I'm not a particular fan of it either. It's actually written down in the curveball questions about forced positivity.
Oh no, like I said, I told you, I'm a very open person. I will talk about things that needed to be talked about. I'm not really afraid to talk about these things, but I think one of the biggest takes in my time as a VTuber is I feel like everything is quite forced. When I first started, it felt like I was forced to become friends with a lot of people. Even though, I'm quite a keep to myself kind of person. I will say that as a character and as a person myself, I'm a quite keep to myself kind of person. And I get rather overwhelmed if I'm talking to, a lot of people. I think, recently, my social battery has gone super, super down because I've allowed myself to continuously talk to a lot of people in a short amount of time due to some stuff. But I will say it's a very big social network, and as a person who's very introverted, it's really hard for me to keep up in sorry, let me take a quick drink of water.
Sure.
I am losing my voice. It's been hard for me to keep up in the VTuber scene, and I feel like there's a lot of niches that have to be met. And if I'm not meeting certain niches, then I feel like as a person I would be forgotten. Another thing that I feel like is the big thing in the VTuber community is memery, certain type of memes. Everybody has to do it.
Oh boy.
And for me, a lot of stuff like that is rather overwhelming as well. I do like to do a couple of the memes, but majority of the time, I feel like I'm forced to partake in those memes, even though I know I shouldn't. But I will say that as an indie VTuber, it's rather... It feels like a double-edged sword.
Hey.
that's as fast as I can describe it. The indie VTuber scene is a double-edged sword. Random living.
We're back again.
Okay.
We're back. Good lord. Ah, Christ. It's gonna be one of those days, I guess. Yeah.
No, it's your internet trying to save my ass. Wait, am I allowed to curse? Oh
no. I've had far worse, believe me. I've had far worse. But curse as you'd like, essentially. Just expect that I'll end up cursing likely as much if you do. If not more.
Ah, okay. I'm trying not to curse as much nowadays, but I will try.
As you'd like, essentially. As you'd like. But yeah, as you mentioned with the indie VTuber scene, yeah, it does feel like you need to branch out and make a network, especially when it comes to indies, or else it feels like you're getting nowhere. At the same time, though, I've seen quite a few people that have managed to strike out almost completely on their own, and are kind of insane lots, which I never thought I'd run into. Just, a case of two Aussies
I admire people like that.
Yeah, a case of two particular Aussies that I'd interviewed in past, which had functionally almost never touched their Twitter accounts, pretty much. They were people in maybe the hundreds or 200s of followers on Twitter, and were sitting comfortably in the 2-3K range on Twitch instead. And that kind of stuff is, means they picked their platform and stuck with their platform, instead of needing to play to the rest.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No,
I really admire people like that.
Because it then shows that they are spending a lot more time on their content per se, rather than, well, Twitter.
Definitely, and as a VTuber, I think I feel like you should be more oriented to your content. But that's just personally me.
Because, one of the things I do remember a lot of people getting really pissed off at was when, let's see, when Callie released that one song, and it was just, get off your ass and stop tweeting, essentially.
Not that I don't like the song. Like, as a person who's an indie VTuber versus a company VTuber, should I even say this? I feel like her as a company VTuber, she had a little bit of no right to say that. Like, I do agree with her saying that they should get off their asses and start content creating. But as a company VTuber, I don't think that she should have said that, because as of right now, she has a lot more assets than regular VTubers. And as a VTuber on like the poorer end of VTubing, it's quite hard to be able to get to that stage. Like, I understand to her prior to VTubing, like, I will say I admire her tenacity and how much she worked prior to VTubing. But as a company VTuber, I feel like she should have not said that in a way that it should have, like, VTweeters, like, a lot of people enjoy like that kind of content. They like enjoying like relatable items. But as a company VTuber, I feel like the second that she becomes company, she has no right to tell indie VTubers how to act.
Because rather than them having a Cinderella story or whatnot, being adopted by the company, they were someone that is straight into the company per se. Because if it was maybe someone like Suisei, for instance, then I think the backlash over that kind of stuff likely wouldn't have been as harsh, because they started on the indie side of things before being adopted, and kept all of their assets from the indie side going in.
Yeah, I feel like if Suisei had said that, the impact would have been more of a of a like, yeah, look, she did it because she worked hard to do that, versus sorry, my usual hiccups.
Hey.
Versus Callie, who was actually given all this stuff. She was given a pathway to be able to contact all these people because she has a company and a name backing her up. She was able to move forward with her life, which I think is a wonderful thing for her. Like, she has worked hard for what she, gained, but because of how she brought it forth, regardless if rapping means to diss a person, rapping is simply a form of dissing a person in a elegant kind of way. As weird as it sounds, but rapping should be more of a verse of like, hey, I'm doing this, and this is how I'm doing it, versus like New Day kind of rap where it's a little bit more vulgar. But I feel like her message didn't come across the way it should have because of her current standing, where she came from, and how she voiced it.
Yeah, that's fair enough take on it, because Medium didn't quite help much, position as well. So, hey. Is what it was by the end of the day, and man, did that piss off a lot of people.
Oh god, I'm sorry if I got like way too into it.
No, that's perfectly fine here. Like, this is functionally the back alley of some place rather than out in public. Is the easiest way of thinking of it.
Oh, definitely. I hope my regulars don't view me any differently.
Hey, normally it's the regulars that do turn up to this kind of stuff, but hey, good luck. Hey.
Good luck, guys. I'm so sorry that I'm a different person. Eyes, shut the fuck up.
Oh my. Alright, on to more lighthearted pastures anyway. So, rather simple one. What are your favorite kinds of streams, both to do and both to tune into?
Because I'm usually really super busy, I hardly have time to turn into streams. But normally the streams that I really like watching, I'm a very big simp, so I will say Roberu's streams. His streams are always really exciting because, like, I like charismatic streams. I like streams where, like, the streamer, you can tell that they're having fun and they hold, like, a certain charisma to the streams. So that's why I like streams, not because of, like, what they're doing per se, but how well the streamer carries themselves. But also, I like streams that are, like, art-oriented. Like, I find those streams super, super relaxing, and a lot of my friends who are, like, artists, if I know that they're doing art that stream, I will definitely tend to go. But normally, because of how busy I am through the day, I haven't been able to watch streams, so it's been a hard time for me.
Fair enough. As for streams you like doing yourself, then?
Oh, streams that I like doing myself. I like. Okay. Because of like my ADHD, it's kind of hard for me to focus on things, unless like I'm super like, I want to do this. So a lot of streams that I like doing are like fighting game streams, and then the times when I'm motivated to like do art, I really like art streams. God, what other streams do I really like? For the longest time, I was doing completely Genshin streams.
Oh my.
But yeah, I think for me, the kind of streams that I like are the ones that I take complete and total interest in.
Okay, fair enough. Because yeah, for my own personal preference, it's normally stuff I can leave in the background while I'm going about other stuff. In comparison, yeah. Alright then, in which case, let's lead into this next one. So, what does content creation mean to you? So when it comes to yourself, what would you consider content creation?
See, I got into content creation with little to no like understanding of like this whole spectrum. But for me, content creation is how well I can entertain a person. For me, I won't focus too much on Twitter, and I won't focus too much on like short videos and such. What I want to do is I want to create like a fun and entertaining stream. Like my only wish is to entertain those people and allow them to have a fun time with me as a person. But to me, I think that's a good content to stream. As long as my viewers are having fun, that's all that matters to me.
Oh, that's a very comfy answer, at the very least. Yeah, because some others took it maybe as like a psychological question or philosophical question and went a bit further on it, and some others were more vocal about specific or more discreet kinds of content. As for just making stuff which can entertain someone or give them peace of mind or whatnot, yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, I'm not one to like think too hard into these kind of things. As long as everyone's having fun, I mean, isn't that the point of content?
Yeah, that's the respectable answer here. In which case, let's see if I can't throw a curveball in regards to that kind of stuff. So for the less respectable answer, I suppose. Yes. So what are your thoughts on, say, bad faith or clout chasing? So jumping on trends or just attaching yourself to people just for the sake of numbers?
In the most pure sense and in my real voice, I actually quite hate it.
Wow, okay. That shocked me, but wow. Nice voice, actually. God damn, nice voice.
No, but I will state this in a real voice and not too much of a clout chasey voice.
Alright, go for it.
As a person who absolutely hates clout chasing, and as a person who's been used as like an accessory to clout chasing, I absolutely despise it. It's one of the things that, as an indie VTuber, I can't stand. I understand that it's one of the biggest majority things that happens within the VTuber community, and as a person who's seen a lot of people victimized because of clout chasing, I, without a doubt, absolutely despise it. It's gross. It's disgusting. I don't get why people would want to stepladder another person simply because they want to gain popularity. It's gonna be short-lived regardless. Nothing's forever.
Yeah, it's pretty much
and eventually
someone of like, yeah, what are you going to do once that person's gone?
Basically. Besides, karma comes up to you. So, as a person, I really, really, really hate clout chasing. So, yeah, definitely, because there's always going to be a witch hunt around the corner. Like, I've seen so many people, get a lot of public executions because of that. And I've seen so many of my friends hurt because of that.
Oh my. Public executions, eh? Yeah. The amount of Google Docs that were running around a couple of months ago. Good lord.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's quite scary, but I usually I think I accepted your interview simply because I didn't feel sorry that you were looking to chase for clout for me.
Oh, chasing clout's the last thing I need to do, honestly.
Because a lot of people approached me for that sense, and then because I wasn't giving a lot of people that attention, they ended up going to other people, and they got their short-lived hype before they died down. So that's why, like I said previously, to my I'm a very big introvert. I can also it's funny. as a person who's like been on the internet long enough, because I've been on the internet for roughly 10 years, you can sense which people approach you for that kind of stuff.
Because, yeah, the simple story I tell after this is usually just, I used to be a radio host, so I've seen what the top looks like. Why should I give a damn when I'm all the way down the bottom, per se?
Yeah, you do have a very nice, like, clear voice.
Yeah, and when you're talking to people that are just on their way home from work, you kind of need to keep it up in a certain professional manner, so... At the very least, when I'm down here instead, I don't need to worry too much if I end up, you know, pulling the full Aussie route instead. Yeah.
No, it's okay. I quite admire that. As a person who also, like, recently started to voice act when I started VTubing, I always am amazed by people who are able to keep, like, a very, like, clear voice throughout the entire streams.
It's one of the more admirable qualities to have, I suppose, in some senses, because, yeah, if you can speak coherent English, then you're above a decent few at times, anyhow. Alright then.
Oh yeah, I do agree.
In which case, back to a very... very simple and very interview-like question, I suppose. In fact, this might be one of my least favorite questions to ask, simply because it receives roughly the same answer every single time, but let's see if you've got an answer for this one. So, goals for the future within VTubing, per se.
Oh gosh, my goals. Oh god. To be fair, when I first started VTubing, I didn't really have a set goal. It was mostly like, I'll do VTubing to take my time. But currently, for a goal for VTubing, I hope this doesn't sound too greedy, but I want to turn VTubing as a, I guess, as a path to open up different career paths for me. Because I know VTubing isn't an end-all, be-all kind of thing, because it will eventually die down. I at least eventually, if I do want to continue in the entertainment business, I want to be able to proudly display, oh, here was my time as a VTuber, and here's what I've achieved. Is there any way that I could work for, like, maybe X or Y company, or like, hey, I have these kind of abilities, maybe I can work under management for, you know, X or Y company. I want to be able to be remembered in an industry where I'm able to, like, open new career paths for myself, if it means that maybe I can build up a voice acting career, or possibly maybe throw myself back into art and build myself up from there, or tell people like, oh hey, maybe I can be like a social media manager. Here's my like old social medias and how I ran it, and here are like the numbers. Essentially for me, VTubing is a way to find a way to like finance myself, to have a house for me and my dog. That's like one of my biggest dreams.
Right,
I know it's like a very roundabout answer.
No, this is it's a different answer from what I normally receive. Anyhow.
Let me guess. The usual ones are, oh, well, I want to become famous and popular, or like, I want to be remembered as a VTuber who did a lot of things. Not that they're bad. Like, I do agree that that's also one of my goals, but ultimately, one of my biggest goals is to be financially stable.
It's a very modern goal, I will say, wanting to be financially stable. Because, good lord, is that a pain in the ass to achieve at times. Right. Especially in this economy. Yeah, in this economy, in this current state of affairs, yeah, financial stability is in short supply.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I said, I just want a nice house for me and my dog. That's how I work so hard.
That's perfectly reasonable. Like most others which come on, they have, let's see, it's normally a pick from about the following three. It's normally they want to hit partner at some point. They want to complete their 2.0. Or they want to do ASMR content.
Oh yeah, ASMR is one of the biggest things. I'm quite content just being financially stable.
Fair enough. Because yeah, the ASMR argument does come off quite often, actually. Yeah, it's normally a case of, oh yeah, they want to make use of their voice, and for some I'm like, yeah, that can work out. For others, I'm just like, all right, buddy. All right. Did you just add that on because it was on the list too? But hey.
ASMR, no. I mean, a lot of my content's already ASMR, so I feel like I've already established a good, like, you know, hey, a lot of people already come from my voice because I already know a lot of people. Like, I feel like I've already hit that goal. People find comfort in my voice, and I'm okay with that.
Fair enough. Because I'd say if you were to use either of your voices, you would have made it quite far, I'll say. Because, yeah, that other voice, Jesus Christ. I'll say bloody impressive, but nonetheless. Because, yes, if you have that much control over your voice, then damn. Because myself, I pretty much have two modes. I either have the mode off of stream and the radio voice that I normally use, which is a little bit more on the calmer side of things, rather than the what the fuck do you think you're doing, mate? Anyway.
Yeah, I have a variety of voices. Like, I have a really high range, and unfortunately, it's not the talent that I wanted, but it's the talent that I'm willing to use for others.
Yeah, high or wide range is quite something, I will say. Especially the way you utilized it, good lord.
I'll be sure to scare you every couple now and then.
Oh, Christ. Alright, another simple question then, in which case, so what kind of audience do you think you attract compared to what kind of audience do you actually attract? This is a question for the audience over here as well.
Oh god, personally for me, I think my targeted audience is people who enjoy, like, soft-spoken ASMR content. Like, I've always tried to, like, make my streams really comfortable, but I also know that my seekers, my little group of people who come in, also enjoy when I, like, go batshit insane with a couple of games. So they really like the gap that I put between cute bunny girl and oh wow, this bunny girl is going crazy.
Fair enough. Alright, let's see what the audience thinks. Let's see, voice gap is good. You are some kind of gremlin, got it. Alright. The audience here seems very supportive, at the very least, of anything you've done so far, including the more controversial opinions that have propped up.
Oh god, I hope so. I mean, I'm quite honest. Like, I'll say what's on my mind. I really don't mind.
Alright then, in which case, let's see. Let me throw a curveball question here. It's a somewhat odd one, all things considered, but Alright. Do you think that there is a particular kind of person that is fit to be doing live streaming or VTubing? Or do you think there are certain kinds of people that should probably avoid it entirely?
Oh, this is a hard one because as an entertainer, I feel like you should have some level of understanding on how to entertain your audience. A lot of people won't show up if you don't have a particular set of skills. Like, this is my, like, harsh brutality moment. I feel like a lot of people want to have, like, a sense of entertainment. I will say there is an audience for everyone. There is people that enjoy a lot of things. There are a lot of people who like silent streams. There are people who would come up to go to walkthroughs and just, you know, watch person vibe. That's just how some people are. But I do feel like as a VTuber, there shouldn't be a set standard because I feel like there can be so much more done with VTubing. There could be so much more done than the current setup that VTubing has. I feel like there could be so much more, and I don't want to put a limit to say, hey, you guys can't do this. You guys can't do this because you guys aren't acting in a certain way. So I feel like anyone can be a VTuber. There isn't a limit. But also, I think that the type of VTubers that not the type of VTubers that incoming VTubers need to understand it's not like instant success. And I feel like people who have those high expectations of instant success should not be VTubers. It needs to be worked hard.
All right, now that's a rather fair mentality to have, yes. Because anyone can be a VTuber. Not everyone will necessarily be a successful one right off the bat. At least, that's how it is these days, I suppose. If it was back maybe a year ago, just slapping VTuber on your title more or less got you fame. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
These days you need something to bite onto at the very least. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you're not spilling like maybe roughly $1,000 into your, VTuber self, I feel like not that you won't make it far. Sorry. Not that you won't make it far, but I feel like because there's a certain expectations on how VTubers are seen. If you're not throwing at least, some semblance of like, not to say money, but also money, because I do know money plays a big part into VTubing. If you're not willing to throw in like a lot of your efforts and a lot of your money into it, you're not gonna go. And I feel like if you're just becoming a VTuber to become a VTuber to like, I'll make it quick rich, that kind of stuff. Or rich quick, there we go. To do that, I feel like you don't have the privilege of being a VTuber. But then again, that's just me being really, really harsh.
Let's see, in a sense, it's upping the production quality, essentially. So, say if you were to watch like an indie film compared to, say, a cinematic, I don't know, blockbuster, whatnot, you'd see the budget of, say, like 5K for an indie film and be like, oh yeah, we rented out this little dingy camera and maybe are recording this scene on the back of a bike, compared to, oh, we got this drone and we can pilot it around the entire scene and take all these cinematic shots. It is that kind of starting point difference, I suppose, where for production quality. So the more you invest in it, of course, the more functionality you're going to get out of things. For instance, like nabbing overlays, nabbing a model, that kind of stuff. Because the moment you shift over from PNG to a model, your production goes up severely. Like there's a very sharp increase, because now rather than just your voice alone carrying things, you've got access to facial expressions, movements, and more dynamics in general, essentially.
Basically, and that's not to say that if you don't throw in all this money into it, because like I said, there's also like money and skills. If you don't have a certain skill set, you're not showing much.
Because it then comes down to, you have the production and everything, but can you use it? Because what's to say you know how to pilot a drone with a camera compared to, riding on the back of a bike with a camera strapped to it. So,
basically.
Because, even if you had all the tech, if you don't know how to use it, what's the point?
Yeah. Basically. Sorry, I didn't know how to put it all into words, but I think you put it all nicely.
Yeah, let's see. In which case, that runs into one of the other curveball questions I have that I usually don't make too much use of these days, because it's normally kind of blown over and most people are just like, it's whatever, because it happens every other weekend. What are your thoughts on debut culture?
I'm 50-50 on this, because essentially there's a lot of people who are already putting themselves out before they debut. So there's like no mystery to their debut. I feel like the debut is just a way to catch a person's attention, whether or not they want to stick around with you. Because I had a debut of like 150 when I first started, and nowadays I'm only in like 60s, like viewership wise. I think I talked about this before in one of my streams, but for me, it's 50-50. Personally, I think that people who, suddenly pop out and then they debut, that's okay with me, because it's like, this is your first stream, you're actually showing something, you're actually like putting yourself out there, versus a person who is like, maybe they've already been streaming as their avatar for like a couple weeks, couple months, and suddenly they're like, hi, debut, and then there's just, after that, maybe like a month later, hi, debut, and then a month later again, hi, debut, from like maybe the same person. I feel like there's no respect for your prior artist for this.
Fair enough, because yeah, re-debuts tend to be also on the a bit on the troublesome side of things when it comes to it, because when you start thinking, yes, why did you need to re-debut to begin with? Why call it a re-debut to begin with at all, even?
Essentially, it's just clout farming, like in the previous questions. Like, I won't say it's like 100% this, but I feel like re-debuts are just because they failed once, they feel like they have the need to like continuously re-debut to get that satisfaction back of like, look, my numbers are high once again. But then again, this is entirely my opinion on the subject.
No, that's fine, so to speak, because after debut, your numbers are going to cut by a significant amount.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because yeah, it's not like every time you open up a stream, you're expecting debut numbers to come round. At least not after maybe the first 3 days, if you're very consistent with it. Because past that...
Yeah, definitely.
Because past that, it's no longer like a special event or anything, it's just day-to-day. Day-to-day sustainability is a completely different matter, really. Because, how does one say, on Twitch, the average numbers of your retention is actually 1% to your followers. If you're above that figure, you're considered to be doing good. If you're below that figure, you may be doing something off here and there, but who knows, per se. So, yeah, when it comes to debuts and whatnot, I look at it in a similar vein to, say, an idol's debut. If you're with a company or something, you'll likely have fans from the very start. And if you convert that over to VTubing, if you had a specific artist or rigger or anyone specifically backing you, then debuts look big and amazing, essentially. But if you're some no-name out there who isn't very good at putting their name out there, then perhaps consider the more day-to-day kind of sustainable option of just going forth and streaming consistently and building your base that way, instead of being like, oh yeah, here's a big event that I'm going to plan for that, yeah, no one knows who the hell I am. What am I going to do?
Yeah, basically. And like I think I said prior, like, I think it's like a big disrespect to your like first like, you know, VTuber mama and VTuber papa, your like live to D-rigger and your artist. I feel like it's a very big disrespect because a lot of people also go to like, you know, the Japanese side of VTubing to get said items. And like Japanese like culture in VTubing is very, very different because like a lot of my friends are actually Japanese VTubers, and they don't really like the idea that like Western VTubers constantly change their avatars. Personally, for me as well, like I would never change my artist, and I would never change my rigger. I had to once because my rigger got injured and he could no longer do my rigging. So I was like, you know what? It's okay. Don't worry. As long as you're okay with it, I will find another rigger. And that's usually how it went. But also in like my personal views as well, it's like I feel like constantly like redebuting is also like disregarding your character. You're trying to find a hype in a character that will catch an audience's eye, but it's not entirely the case either. Like, I chose a character that is true to me and my personality. Like, when I was designing myself as Arc, like I told you, it was like an original persona mixed in with, you know, things that I currently like. And because I am very like comfortable streaming as my current persona, anytime that I open up my VTube studio, I go, "Wow, look, it's me." I don't see it as like. I do see it as a tool of work. Like, don't get me wrong. It is a tool of my work, and it is a tool that I use to like express myself while I'm working. But essentially, she's also an extension of myself as a person. So, as a VTuber, I should at least like understand and respect myself as a character, and not like go, "Hi guys, I'm gonna sell this off for like 1,500. Good luck." Because you're also like mixing up identities as well. Because maybe I'll know like B, a vampire VTuber, or like X vampire VTuber, and suddenly it's like, "Oh hi, I'm C vampire VTuber, and I'm like have a demonic eye and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Wait, weren't you like X and Y from Z or something?" So that's why I'm also like very particular about like those specific kinds of VTubers who will change characters while debuting versus VTubers who will like re-debut the same character but with different artists. It's like an amalgamation of like, I guess, opinions in one little like debut debacle. I'm very opinionated.
That's fine, it's fine. Because, yeah, main reason for one to have an opinion is to eventually convince someone else of it, or at least put it out there at some point. Because, yeah. Let's see. I will say that, yeah, there is a certain level of integrity to be had if you're staying with your artist or staying with your rigger. And that is something quite respectable. At the same time, if you've built that kind of rapport with your artist to begin with and are willing to move on beyond things, then you do you, essentially. But if you've done it without saying a word to the original artist, at the same time you may incidentally fall into intellectual property rights if you're unlucky, is the thing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because yeah, if you don't clear your design commercially, like immediately off the bat and say, okay, by making this design, you've sold it off to me, blah, blah, blah. You are now the owner of the design and can now go out and make whatever. Then, yeah, you will run into a lot of issues that way instead. And potentially, the moment you go around asking for someone else to make a model for you, you may get shot in the back.
Yeah, like at the current moment, I'm also trying to like get the rights to have a copyright on the character, on ARC specifically. So it's undergoing, but I, as a VTuber too, to protect like my rights, I do have to like get like a semblance of a copyright down.
Because yeah, usually within the contract, it's more or less, oh, if they designed it for you, they should be willing to hand off the commercial rights, and that should be thrown into the payment. That was the case with my own character, essentially. So let's see, Kan and Hen more or less were like, oh yeah, you have full commercial rights to that design, so do as you will. We're not going to stop you because we charged you that much, so yeah, it's yours.
I designed my character, but I did talk with like Mama Hem a lot on how we could also fix it. Like a majority of it wasn't like corrected. It was simply like details that Hem would like throw on. My alternate outfit though, on the as a second thing, a lot of it was actually designed by Hemlock.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I've once commissioned Hemlock in past, actually. That was maybe the start of this year or start of last year sometime. I think it was for some other project thing. And yeah, when I did look through your credits and saw Hemlock, I was like, wait, this is very familiar for some. Oh, that's why it's very familiar.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Mama Hem for like a little over a year now. So I'm really happy that I was able to get a VTuber from them. Like I was their first VTuber, and I'm really happy that I was able to like, contact them and like, become their first kid essentially.
Yeah. Let's say, for myself, I had an interesting case for getting my own model in the, let's say, original design by Kan and Hen. And when I approached someone for the model, it was a case of rather than me approaching someone, I got approached by a friend of mine from university times. And
Ah.
and I was just like, you know what? You're doing both the art and the rigging? Sure. Why not? I'll take you up on it. And yeah, the fellow
That's nice though.
The fellow I knew for being quite reliable. So I figured, yeah, if he knows his art, he knows his art. And I'll let him go for it.
Definitely.
So at this point, I really can't think of anyone else that I'd rather commission, really. Or anyone else that I'd prefer to go for, simply because, yeah, I know this guy's work in and out, and I've known the bastard for too many years at this point. But, yeah.
Oh god, that's nice though.
It's a nice thing to be able to build rapport with your model artist and rigger, I suppose, because there are some others which are kind of one and off, and then you'll never hear from them ever again.
Oh yeah, like my rigger is like my friend of many years. Like she started learning how to rig the moment that I became a VTuber, and ever since then she's become a real monster when it comes to like rigging. Like I will always recommend her work. It's always done so beautifully.
Fair enough. Earlier I saw the hand waves and I was like, damn, alright.
Yeah, my 2.0 model, or I guess my alternate outfit, is a lot more fluid than this one, because this is one when she first started learning how to like do a more professional rig. So the alternate outfit, I feel like, is a lot more fluid and has a lot more movement. Like, she's learned so much, and I can't be more prouder of her as a friend.
Fair enough. In the case of my own, it was, let's say, they'd been rigging for about a year at that point, I think. And I'd gone through fair few rigs at that point. And they were just like, I don't want to rig other people's art. I just want to rig my own art. I'm just like, yo, let's go.
Honestly, it's completely valid. As a person who's done like cursed chibi models, I know how much work it goes into that kind of thing, and how much like you have to go back and forth with your rigger to fix things.
Fair enough.
It's really hard.
Alright. Surprisingly enough, you managed to go through most of the curveball questions I normally have prepared. Unless I have very specific ones. But yeah, you've managed to go through the majority of them relatively unscathed. Good lord.
Like I said, I'm very honest as a person. Like, things like this, I feel like a lot of people are afraid of them, but I don't think that they should be like afraid of it, because I feel like honesty is like one of the biggest keys. Like, honesty will get you so much more.
Yep, the last honest bastard I had on here, good lord. Anyhow, let's see, may as well get into one of the questions which I wrote down at the start of the interview, which was, alright, so tell me, how did you break those keyboards and why did they deserve it?
Oh no! So the first keyboard that I ever broke was like the start of my career. The very start of it. Do I have to? Okay, so I was playing I was playing, God, what's that game that everybody hates? But they play it anyways because it's good content. Like, it's crisp and number content. Getting Over It. I was playing Getting Over It.
There you go.
And I got so angry that I like banged my I banged my desk. But I banged my keyboard along with it.
Oh.
And and my teeth on it. So I in like a hurried motion grabbed my keyboard and started banging it I knock it out. And I ended up actually pulling out the space bar, which none of my keyboards are mechanical keyboards. They're like membrane keyboards. I completely broke them.
I see.
I broke it. Yeah. Second keyboard that I broke. I spilled soda onto it because I was getting drunk one day and did a drunk stream. A short story. I ended up getting like a bunch of soda into it, and a lot of those keys were like sticking. And I, again, this is a membrane keyboard. I pulled out one of the keys, thinking, it's not like the space bar. I should be able to like still put it back. Nope, it was the exact same. It was the exact same.
Oh no.
Luckily, though, I was able to like fix the keyboard in the end, but the third keyboard that I broke wasn't technically my keyboard.
Yeah.
So I'm known as a keyboard smasher. Like even before like VTubing, I actually broke the keyboard of my laptop.
Oh my.
That's a fun story, but I break a lot of things. I am very known to break a lot of things. Like it was mentioned in the chat earlier too. I broke one of my chairs because I was playing a fighting game.
Wait. How? Eh?
Okay, to be fair, it was like a chair that was like 7 to like 10 years old. I didn't know how old the chair was, but I like slammed my hand on like the side of the key, like not the keyboard, the side of the like where the armrest is. And so when I slammed on it, one of the bolts came loose and the whole thing just came down. So I had to get a new chair the next day.
The chair didn't deserve that. God.
I'm not aware of my strength sometimes. So very strong homunculus body. So I exceed the normal human strength.
I see. Yes. Nonetheless, there are some things that chairs and keyboards don't need to go through.
It wasn't my fault. It was circumstantial. It was meant to happen in the great, circle of life. In the great circle of life, it was time for the keyboard to go.
It was time to go. Oh
it was time to go.
God. That's Jesus. It's time to go.
It's time to go. Just doing the normal assassination business. Just slam a couple keyboards. Kill a couple chairs. Just how it is. We're collecting some bones. It's okay.
So this is what breaks me. Great. My God.
I'm sorry you had to hear about this.
Just to.
I know.
It's time to. Oh my God! It's time to go. What the fuck? I see.
It's time to go. It's your time. It's a great, like some faith out there. Like fate decided it was time to go. Goodbye. Pack your bags. It's time to go.
Oh my.
Return to Gone.
Christ, man. Yes, keyboards are. Yes, keyboards are under the whims of fate. Got it. Oh Jesus, why?
The wheel of fate is turning. That kind of stuff.
Rebel 1.
So.
Fight. That was the fighting game? That one? Really? Yeah. That's an air dasher. Come on. Like.
I don't know if it was that game specifically or Guilty Gear. God, which Guilty Gear was it? It wasn't Strive. It was like a long time ago. I was learning. It was Guilty Gear.
That was
Revelator, I think.
Yeah, Revelator would have been the last one to have come out before Strive. Yeah.
Yeah, then probably that one. It was something. I was like in a group call too, and everyone's just like, "Arc, did you just break your chair?" And I was like, "No, I didn't break it. I didn't break it." And everyone's just like, you just broke your chair! And I remember this because it was specifically like around 4 a.m. in the morning for me. And I broke my chair. And I had to go out to like my roommates and be like, hey, I kind of broke my chair. So I'm very sorry if I was loud.
At 4 a.m.
4 a.m. is the perfect time for like fighting games, you know? Just fighting games, breaking your keyboards, breaking, you know.
Let's see. Well, I kind of get the fighting games part. I'm not sure about breaking keyboards or chairs part. Yeah.
It's okay. It's like the dead of the night, or well, I guess early morning. No one has to know. It's like the perfect moment to go get a replaced one, and no one will be the wiser. It's okay, right?
Oi. Who opens a furniture store at 4 a.m.?
Amazon, same day shipping.
Oh my god. I see. Oh, for Christ's sake. Okay. Yes, chair breakage. Man. I don't know what to say. Has the table at least received better treatment?
God, did I do this table before or after VTubing?
Uh-oh.
I think it was before VTubing, but everyone was scared that I was gonna break my desk. And so they're like, you're gonna break the desk! And I always had to reassure them going, no, it's a brand new desk, it's not gonna be broken, it'll be fine. It's been going okay so far. It hasn't broken, it's fine. Please don't quote me on this in case within the next 2 weeks it'll break.
I see. Desk, you are not long for this world.
It's time to commit the gone.
Oh my god. Time has come for the desk at some point. Christ.
Oh, knock on wood, should I bang my desk?
Hoi. Still alive.
Well,
furniture, man.
It'll be okay.
Furniture. The furniture deserved longer.
It's okay. Nothing in this world lasts long enough anyways.
Oh god, yeah, just planned obsolescence is a thing at some point. Most things are eventually destined to break. Or at least manufactured to break eventually, so that you replace them.
Oh yeah, 100%. Nothing in the current modern era is meant to last.
Okay. Keiko. This is fine. You've dealt with worse, probably. You've dealt with worse. Anyway. Alright.
Probably.
I'll throw in one nuanced question just to see if that clears my mind. Okay. So, what are your particular thoughts on graduations then? Considering everything, has its time. Graduations likewise. What are your thoughts on them?
This is also a 50-50 question, because graduations can lead to new beginnings for a lot of people, is what I've noticed. So I normally take graduations as a grain of salt nowadays.
Oh,
but
really?
also, I do understand, I don't fully believe that these people are going to graduate. But I do know that a lot of people do have to graduate because they don't really have the time to, sustain their VTuber. Also myself, lately, I've been thinking, I don't have enough feasible time to, sit down and stream as often anymore. Should I graduate? But I know that if I were allow myself to graduate, I don't think I would have been able to let go properly. But also, graduations can always stem from, maybe, this person has a better opportunity for a different, future. It's... I won't say too much on the topic, but I will say that a lot of these people graduate with a bigger thought in mind, and that they're wildly still chasing their dreams, while others do have to let go and give up and understand that I can't keep up with this anymore. And as much as I love this part of my life has to come to a close. So I do take graduations with a grain of salt. I will cry if close friends of mine are graduating, though.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah. I hope that wasn't too cold-hearted of me, but I genuinely don't care for graduations because I don't know these people or I haven't watched their streams. Like, I will say, Coco's graduation Kato the heck out of me.
Oh my.
But I do know that Coco, is, like, thriving in her own way somewhere else. Like I said, take graduation with a grain of salt. They'll come back. Maybe as something better.
Usually it's not quite the death of a content creator at the very least. It's normally a change instead. Because yeah, a lot of the ones I've seen in more recent are mainly artists going back to more artistic roots, I suppose, and focusing more on their art and craft rather than VTubing or streaming per se.
Yeah, definitely. I do know a couple people who said that they weren't graduating. Instead, they just took out the VTuber from their name and continued to like stream.
Because yeah, when it comes to the tag of being a VTuber, there are there's some pros, some cons here and there. Some people just don't like the association with the community per se. Others are just like, yeah, they want to be part of said community, so it's however each person wants to go with it. What are your particular thoughts on that kind of label though? Do you keep VTuber in your name? Would you be more predisposed to remove it?
Honestly, I think VTubing is evolved enough to know that people with an avatar are VTubers. Like, I think it's like really self-explanatory where people can also say, I'm not a VTuber, but also you're using an avatar to stream, so theoretically, yeah, you're still VTubing, you're still a VTuber, but you just let go of the label because you're able to carry yourself in a way that you understand, like, this is my content and this is what I do, versus like, you know, I want to be seen and viewed as a VTuber, because I think nowadays VTubers also are like entertainers. And I think maybe some people aren't just comfortable enough to say that they're an, entertainer, or they're like a certain type of entertainer, or because of the ties that come with VTubing, that maybe VTubing is only like, VTubing could be just for girls who do ooh voices, but VTubing is a wide array of things of like anyone can do, but sometimes they just don't want the VTubing label to stop them from doing, what they do as a streamer. But I think a lot of people are letting go of like the VTubing because they think it has to do with like X image or like Y image, and because they don't feel like what they do is VTubing. But in a larger spectrum, it could be considered VTubing. You're using an avatar, you're talking, VTubing. But if you're like, oh god, this is a hard take for me. If you're using a webcam, you're not a VTuber. I'm sorry. If you're showing full face, I don't know. Okay, is this controversial or not?
No, not particularly.
I don't, cause like, okay, not that I grew up. I was trained under like a Japanese standard of VTubing.
Oh yeah.
And because I was like trained under like a more like Japanese way of VTubing, so no IRL pictures, like nothing that could like considerably be out of character. Anything and everything that I do had to be in character. And if I did do like IRL pictures, things had to be blocked out, and like no face pictures, no correlation to like any roommate accounts. Anything that had to do with like my past life had to go. So I basically did I have more of like I guess Japanese VTuber morals versus like Western VTuber morals, where people will like talk about what they did, which restaurants they've gone to, which which places they've eaten at, or like they're basically the same, or like here's my face reveal, or like here's a body part of mine. As a VTuber, I I wouldn't be able to do that because it goes against my conduct of VTubing because I was like I said, trained in the Japanese VTuber concept.
The more idol-like approach to things, I suppose.
Basically.
Because, I think the simplest way of putting it is whereas Japanese VTubing, you kind of are considering more that idol-like approach. The Western side, I think, okay, so Japanese, default you're an idol. Western, default you're probably a shitposter.
Essentially. But I think I take pride continuing on with like a more Japanese approach because I do know that a lot of my audience are, you know, Japanese. Like, I was really shocked to know that, like, I think it was like two-fifths of my audience were Japanese. And
oh, wow, okay.
yeah. So they come and hang out and like have a good time with me, and I'm really happy about that.
Because yeah, when one looks in their Twitch metrics, they can see some unusual numbers here and there. So, some of the more shocking facts I see is the fact that I actually have a Vietnamese audience, which is just like, I functionally never state that fact, but good lord, why?
Yeah, you get really surprised with like, you know, how many people watch you. And like, it was really shocking to me, but also not as shocking to me because like a lot of my friends are like I said before, I have a couple of Japanese VTuber friends. So they've talked to like, you know, their Japanese audience about me sometimes, or like a lot of them, you know, come to my streams, and a lot of them, like, I also got like featured in a Japanese VTuber's stream, and they were saying, yeah, they were stating how like refreshing it was to see like a person with like my characteristics in the Western audience.
Hey, not a sheer
not to boost my own ego or anything.
Hey.
Not to say that it's bad. Not to say like, oh, I'm like above everyone. No. Like, I do like the shit posters. It's really nice. I do enjoy watching it.
Hey.
But I guess you don't see my like brand of like VTubing often within the Western culture.
It's more a surprise that it manages to stay alive, so to speak. Because yeah, the Western side of things is very meme heavy for sure. And
oh yeah, 100%.
When it comes to someone more retaining that kind of yeah, well, the kind of Japanese kind of way of going about things, yes. I was going to say paradigm, but that kind of felt weird to say in that context anyhow. But yeah, with that way of going about things, yeah, it's kind of surprising to see someone actually not quite just like be there, but be among the more notable people out there, I'd say.
I mean, it's not like the most popular thing, and it's not like something that like catches a lot of attention, but it's something that I'm more comfortable doing too, like as in terms of like VTubing goes. Like I don't want to get cheap attention is how I want to put it. Not that it's cheap attention. Oh god, I feel so rude putting it in that sense. But I want to stay true to myself, like as a character. Like I've stated before, I don't want any like cheap gimmicks. I don't want any like get rich quick schemes. But I just I wanna see how far I can go holding myself to such a standard.
Well, there's one thing to be said, and that is just under restrictions is when most people can be at their best, per se. Because if you're too free to do quite literally anything, normally you get stuck with either choice paralysis or just uninteresting solutions for the most part. Whereas if you do have to hold yourself to some kind of restriction, you find your ways around it. Like, case in point, the way I bloody speak on radio.
Oh yeah, definitely. Find some way to market in and have a good time with it, I suppose.
Anyhow, let's see. I think it's about late enough to bring out this particular question. So, rather simple one. So, recommend a drink. Any drink at all. Doesn't necessarily have to be alcoholic.
Oh, Oh god, personally, cause I like making drinks, like any kind of drinks. Recently, what I've been really, really addicted to, and I probably shouldn't be, cause it's bad for the throat, is a lot of like cold brews. So I like to get like different kinds of teas and like put them in the fridge to make cold brews. I think recently one of my favorites right now is Earl Grey milk tea.
Oh.
So I just put like a pouch inside like a mason jar, put some almond milk, stick it overnight, wait until tomorrow, and you got really good Earl Grey milk tea.
No, it's not a bad choice at all, because cold brew is something that's usually a tad unexplored. It's one of those things where you mention it and someone will normally raise an eyebrow, maybe call you a hipster for it, but then they'll be like, okay, so what's the appeal of cold brew? So I will go ahead and ask, what is the particular appeal of cold brew then?
Honestly, there's no appeal. I just like it because it's cold. To be fair, like, I mean, cold brew is like a stronger way to get out, like, it's more towards like directed towards coffees. There's really no like, I guess, beneficial standpoint for teas. It's just a longer way to make tea, essentially. A different way to make tea. Because if you were to make like normal milk tea, you'd have to like get the water out. You have to boil it. You have to put it, you know, a concentration of like small bits of like hot water in with like, you know, the tea pouch. And then you have to put it in ice, try cooling it down. The ice will melt, put in some more ice. By then you've already like watered down the flavor. And then when you put in the milk, it's like, where's the flavor in this?
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think one of my biggest like drinks in general, in a broad spectrum, is tea. I'm very addicted to tea.
Alright then, fair enough, because normally the argument I think I end up making for a cold brew tea is you get less, depending on how you make your tea, you can get a much less burnt flavor per se, cuts out some of the more bitter elements. Some of the, the specific term is dryness, but it's kind of astringency, pretty much. So that mouthfeel you have at the end, where if you drink warm tea, normally it'd feel a tiny bit dry after you finish it. Whereas with cold brew, you normally eliminate that kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%, considering like normally tea dehydrates you regardless. So that's why you should always like drink your tea during like certain parts of the day. But I mean, that's like in like normal like tea etiquette. You're supposed to like drink it during like the afternoons because, you know, stomach problems and stuff. But a lot of people recommend it you drink it during the later part of the day because of how much caffeine is also in some of the teas.
Well, I normally avoid the more caffeinated variety when it comes to tea. It's usually, I usually just go for more sweet stuff, usually, when it comes to tea. So, normally
don't put sugars.
Normally, rather than a black or green tea, you'll probably see me just pouring hibiscus instead.
Hibiscus! Nice. That's actually a really good one. On a more mellow sort of teas, I really like, it's like a tea blend. It's chamomile rose tea. Chamomile rose tea is really, really good. Oh, another one that's also like a personal favorite of mine, if you don't really like the strong flavors, is pea flower tea. Pea flower tea is really, really nice.
Let's say, so wait, how much do you collect tea, in which case? Or do you just buy whatever and use whatever?
If I wanna speak honestly, in my room, I have an entire shelf dedicated to tea.
I see. Yo, I know someone exactly like that, only underneath that shelf of tea is their entire alcohol stash as well.
Like, I will say this, in my room, I also have a tea kettle that I like turn on to make tea during streams sometimes. So I have a segment called My Kettle ASMR.
Oi. Well, what exactly does that involve then? Go on. Christ.
Oh, would you like to hear it? Yeah, I can do it.
Oh lord.
It's on! I have an electric kettle in my room.
Oi.
Yeah. Okay.
Casually.
I won't suffer you towards it, but you can slightly hear it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I can hear it a little bit coming through the sound suppression, I guess, but yeah. Or noise suppression, but nonetheless.
I turned it off. No worries. But
that's I see. Good lord.
So I'll subject people to like, oh hey guys, I'm just gonna make a little bit of tea. So I'll do that, and I also have a coffee machine. Where I'll turn that on too, like midway through stream, going, I'm a little bit sleepy. I'm time to make some coffee, and everyone's just like, Arc, it's 12 a.m. Are you sure you want to drink some coffee?
My god. Okay. Yeah, I am going to have to ask, considering you brought up the time. How bad would you consider a VTuber's sleep schedule?
The worst that I've seen in years. To be fair, I never had much of a sleep schedule because, like, before VTubing, I worked 3 jobs.
Ooh.
I was a very busy bunny.
Wow.
So I would sleep 3 to 4 hour intervals before waking up and going to my next job.
Damn.
So honestly, this isn't much different from when I was working all those jobs.
Well, all I can say is, well, no rest for the wicked, I suppose, but hey.
No rest for the wicked. You're right.
Because, yeah, there was a point where I had to do something pretty similar, at the very least. Good lord.
Oh god.
Just, yeah.
Comrade.
Yes, when you're going between writing, painting, radio, good lord, whatever that bloody hell else, but yeah. Fun stuff.
Oh god, yeah. I remember when I first started VTubing, I actually had the 2 jobs. But 1 month into VTubing, I was able to quit the second job because, oh boy, howdy. Management there was quite the joke.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, I became free later on. But now I only have 1 job, but because of like how much I've been working over there, I haven't been able to stream much, and because I wanted to give myself a little bit of like a nice breather from streaming as well to like recharge, become powerful once more. I think I'll try getting back into the swing of streaming once more.
Because yeah, I noticed leading up to the interview, you hadn't streamed very much, and the oldest VOD I could get was some random Breath of the Wild VOD. So I was like, I've got my work.
I'm so sorry.
It was just like, I've got my work cut out for me a bit when it comes to research. Okay, here we go.
I mean, if you look in the highlights, those are some of my old streams. They're all like saved there in the archive.
Yeah,
I do have some on like YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh god, but yeah, I never really had the time for like the past month to even do anything because I've always been like so busy with my other job. By the time that I got home, I was like completely drained. I actually asked for the week off last week to stream, but I ended up sleeping through most of it. I like sat down with one of my roommates and we ended up watching anime and having a good time. And honestly, I think it was very well needed for like my soul to rest for a little bit.
That's fair enough. Just having time to recharge, yeah. Because some people in this particular community do push themselves to breaking point at times. And yeah, could use a break.
Oh god, yeah. That was me like 3 months into VTubing, 3 to 4 months. Like there were some points where I was only getting like 3 hours of sleep a day because I would go to work, come home, stream, go to work, come home, stream. Like it got really bad that I would like have nosebleeds, and I think it was in like April and May. It was one of my friends kind of were like, Arc, you have to stop. You need to sit down and rest. You had a nosebleed. I coincidentally had a nosebleed in one of my streams, and I was like, oh, okay, I should probably take a break. This is me trying to take a break. I think it was in July. I had a nosebleed during one of my streams. I didn't mention it though, because like I didn't want to worry people. But I had a really bad nosebleed. I was like, yeah, okay, time to take a break in streaming. And so I decided to focus on my IRL job for the little bit.
That's fair enough entirely. Like, in my case, I think I've only had a couple of times on stream where I'm just like, shit, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And those were cases that were mainly, oh, I passed out on stream. Oh, that might not have been wise. Because, let's see, it'd be, I pass out, I hit my head on the mic, and I'm just like, oh shit. Oh, okay.
Oh no! I hope you're okay.
And just wake back up, and it's just like, okay. It is, oh, it's 2 a.m. Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah, that will do it to ya. I think it's to finding like the nice stable, like, this is the time that I will sleep and this is the time that I will work. Because I work 5 days a week, and then stream, and then try finding like moments after work to stream. But yeah. I think it's good to find a moment of rest.
It's pretty much that work-life balance, which is a pain in the ass to maintain. When there is no financial stability, at least. Oh god.
No financial stability.
Yes. If there are two things one can be certain of, it is one, financial stability is fleeting, yes, and two, finding accommodation.
Oh yeah, 100%. I will always prioritize things that in the end will be money. But also I find like VTubing to be like relaxing for myself as well. On the days where I feel like relaxed, like it'll give me a moment to like sit down, because I fully believe that your audience also like understands when you're not feeling it. Like I feel like some of my worst stream days are the days where I'm forcing myself to stream.
It's
so
fair
that's
enough,
why, yeah.
in a sense, because there's some cases where people just feel, if I stop for one day, I'll just stop entirely and whatnot. So keeping yourself in that rhythm is kind of important in a sense as well.
Yeah. That's why I'm slowly like trying to like get myself back into it. I know that I only did like one stream last week, but I'll slowly try to like kick myself back into the notion of it, because I'm also one of those people who sorry who stops for 1 second and I won't be able to stream anymore because I am so tired, and I will prioritize other work ethics versus like some things, because like VTubing is a work but also a hobby for me, and it's something that I do like doing.
Alright, fair enough. Alright then. And the second half of the question from before is simply recommend some food likewise.
Oh god. Oh man. I guess salmon. Anything salmon. I really like salmon katsu, or like garlic butter salmon. Very big personal favorites of mine.
I will say, very good choice. Garlic butter salmon is probably the most common way I have it, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you can get a decent cut of salmon, then yeah, you may as well.
Right?
Because
I don't know, if I like pan-sear it too, I feel like a lot of like the natural flavor of the salmon goes out of that. Because I stick my salmon in the air fryer, believe it or not.
I can't judge you for that, actually. I really can't, because I've done that a couple of times as well. Fuck.
It's quick and easy like that. I don't have time to
but...
heat up the oven.
Man. Because for myself, it's normally I take out like a char pan and then butter that up, add the garlic marinade, whatever, and then just go ahead and grill the salmon instead. Because salmon's one of those fishes that you can eat at functionally any level of readiness. Like if it's raw, it's still fine. If it's medium, it's still fine. If it's well done, it's usually still fine as well, because there's enough fat and oil in that damn thing to make sure that it doesn't taste horrible, at least.
I definitely agree. I do the whole little like house with the aluminum foil, and then I'll put it in the air fryer. So it's like in the little garlic marinade bath. And it comes really delicious like that.
That is the smart way of doing it. Yep. Me on the grill scrubbing it down after a while. God. You get through a couple of pieces and then you're just like, oh yeah, mate, maybe this wasn't the best idea.
It's okay, we're all guilty of something.
Wait, so I will have to ask the salmon, skin on or skin off?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
I'll eat it out of the way. I really like the skin.
Mm-hmm.
As weird as it is. Have you ever cut the skin off the salmon, put it in like some tempura batter, and like put it in hot oil? That stuff is so good.
Oh,
it's one of my guilty pleasures.
I can see that working really well. I normally just leave the skin on because I'm just like, if you crisp it up right, it tastes good.
Some of my roommates don't really like the skin, so I end up taking it, and that's what I do.
Just tempura batter. Oh, not a bad choice.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice. Oh yeah. Food wise, yeah. I just want to say, as qualified chef, it's just a case of yes, please eat properly. Other people in this community, God, why? I've heard some disasters before. Okay, let me run through two really quick ones actually. So, cereal. Do you pour the milk first or do you pour the cereal first?
Cereal first.
Good. People who pour the milk first are, why?
They're monsters.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's one of those things that's
absolute
just,
monsters.
Man, why would you do that?
Oh god.
As for the other really weird one I've heard is, have you ever heard of someone cooking instant noodles inside of a kettle? Yeah.
I actually am guilty of this.
Huh?
I've done this once at a convention, and we were at a hotel, and I didn't want to spend money on food.
Why? Why?
Okay, I was in an area that I didn't know about. I didn't know anything. The Airbnb had left us like a couple things, and like I was desperate. And then another time, I was also out of state, and we were at a hotel, and I was rather young around this time, and I was kind of abandoned by my group, so I went back to the hotel, and there was a 7-Eleven across the street. I got to 7-Eleven, got, one of those ramens that I thought was for the microwave or something, but it wasn't, so I put it in the kettle and I did it. Desperate times cause desperate measures. I am not proud of my state of myself sometimes.
Arc, please. Say it's not true. Please. Why? Oh god, I thought it was limited to just the one guy I heard it from, not an actual thing that happens. Oh my god.
Listen, it was like a really big Vine hack back in the day.
Was it actually
So a lot
on
of
Vine?
people
Good
did
lord.
it.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was on Vine. It was on YouTube. It was on Facebook for like. It was really early day like memery shit that people did. Like nowadays, I know not to do that because it's harmful for the kettle.
Yeah, it is.
And
it is.
flat out, it's really, really gross, and you shouldn't do that.
The kettle deserves better.
To be fair, that's not my worst meal that I've ever eaten.
Since you've said that, I do have to ask, what's the worst you've done?
Oh god. Basically, there was like a week where I was like really overloaded. I think it was like a month. And I couldn't catch like a break to like even buy fast food. So my go-to meals were macadamia protein balls for like an entire month. And that's what I ate. An entire month. Just protein balls. Just one pack of protein balls a day.
Huh?
I couldn't afford much. I'm broke. I don't have money.
Macadamia protein. Okay. Wait, for an entire month though. Good lord.
sometimes you don't have time to buy things, so you go to like weird stores and pick up what you see and you buy it in bulk because you think, wow, I'm not gonna have food for the next couple days, so that's what you do.
Buy it in bulk. Wait, so and a supply that lasted an entire month. Man, okay. Damn.
I was that kind of person who you'd have to remind constantly to eat.
I see.
Nowadays, you don't really have to remind me to eat because I will go and eat.
Okay. Good. Okay. Yes. You I got broke twice in an interview again? Really?
Hi, I'm TheoryArc. I am a breaker of keyboards, desk chairs, and apparently eco.
Christ, phrasing, my god. Yes, the furniture didn't deserve it, and the kettle did not deserve to deal with the instant noodles either. Oh my god. One day I am probably going to end up seeing someone actually prepare instant noodles in a kettle, and I'm just gonna sit there traumatized, just like no, not again.
To any future interviewers, please, if you're not afraid to do my camera streams, please do this for Eco. I would love to see this one day.
God. There is a certain horror to it. Good. Christ, like I don't. Just. How does one say? A harmonica is a very useful instrument if you need to scream, but you really shouldn't scream. Okay.
Oh my god.
Christ, how have you... God damn it, Arc. God damn it. I will say you have been one of the most entertaining interviewees I've had on this. just from being able to take all the curveballs that I've thrown at them, and at the same time managing to, break someone twice, because why not? God, freaking...
Thank you. That's how I know I'm doing my job right. My job here is done. Wishes like
your job here
like tuxedo mask.
Oh god. Anyway. Hey, speaking of which, we have gotten through all of the questions, this is more or less as good a time as any to finish up, so once again, thanks for being an interviewee. My sanity has been broken twice, once again. Good lord. Alright, let's see if there was someone that I wanted to raid tonight, or if... Let's see, yep, there is someone that I probably should raid tonight, simply because simply because I'll be back on there in just a moment after a short break, so... Because, this interview is more or less taking place in between myself commentating Mahjong, actually.
Well, I'm glad that I was very entertaining for you, and I was able to answer your questions in a way that you either would have expected or not expected. I'm just really happy that you also had a fun time with me, like I had a fun time with you.
You did great, Arc. You did great. Yeah. Thanks everyone for swinging by. I'll shift this over to an ending screen, then send you guys off on a raid, in which case...